How's it going, everyone? Welcome to G-Ball Vision. Today I have a new knife here to share with you, and this is coming in from QSP. I find this one to be pretty interesting. While we're getting into this, let us know down in the comments what your EDC is for today. Love seeing what you're carrying. This is going to be, and QSP, sticking with that bird theme, the new QSP EMU, and I find this one pretty interesting because we don't see the combination of crossbar locks and flippers very often, and I've only ever handled maybe two different models that had a flipper and crossbar, and they could have worked and they did work, but they could have been a lot better. And I'm interested and excited to see how QSP did with this. So the EMU here is going to be coming in the more affordable side of their catalog. Usually, I think it retails for $69, but I think they're going to be a little bit less at other retailers. I'll have what I can linked down below in the description there, but we're going to be looking at under $70 for the base model, and we're going to get some nice micarta here. This one is in green. We have a steel frame there with some internal milling for weight relief, couple of standoffs there. Might be able to use that as a lanyard post as well. And then we have their nice budget-ended deep carry clip. I like this clip. It's a little bit shorter. It's got a little bit of thickness to it, and it's got a lot of height to it as well. We're also going to check that here in a moment. It is recessed, and it looks really good. The screws are as well, and then they include a filler tab for lefties here, making this completely ambidextrous. Now, we'll use the cutout to kick this thing out. We'll check out the flipper here in a moment. We have a stonewashed modified drop point 14C 28M blade here. Now, they have several different variations of this. I've only seen a couple that have a stonewashed blade. I'm not sure if they did any coated ones of this or not. I'm sure they will at some point. We have a nice full choil here for choke up, which I enjoy that. You know, if I'm carrying two knives, one of them most likely has a full choil. Maybe not always, but I enjoy knives that I can get up right behind the edge and you can get a ton of control over this entire knife if you need, because of these types of choils. You can be right in the center of the knife, and it just allows you to control everything very nicely. So I'm a big fan of choils like that, and that's going to be plenty of edge to do, 90% of day-to-day tasks. Now, crossbar lock action, they call it the glide lock. Very good off the cutout here. Wow. Yeah, if you're not on it, you're gonna miss it. So that's nice and stout. You can get to the crossbar lock very easily. They use a little bit smaller studs here on this. They've done tabs, they've done studs, and now they're back to the studs, but these are a little bit smaller and have some nice fine jimping to them, but very easy to get to. I don't know if I can get that pulled up nicely for you, but you can see they protrude out decently, but it's not too much to the point where you're going to be catching on that crossbar lock. That is an issue with some, where they stick out a little bit too far and you find yourself just kind of catching on them when you're doing, various flicks. And I'm not getting that here with this knife. Now let's check this flipper tab out here. It is canted down. We do have some jimping here. It looks like more of a push button, and yeah, it's like a push button combo. That works pretty good. Yeah. Solid. Okay. Yeah. Let's lollygag it. So, if you lollygag it, you're going to miss it. But it's really not for, we got to keep the design intention in mind. This is not meant for a light switch. It's just, you can tell as soon as you hit it, it's not for that. This is meant to be a push button more so than anything else. And in that case, that works pretty damn good. And if all else fails, you got those nice cutouts there. So what kind of size are we looking at here with the EMU? We're going to be looking at about 2 1/4 of cutting edge We have about 3 3/8 of total blade there, and we're coming down right at 7 3/4 overall. We'll bring out a couple of comparison knives here. We got the Benchmade Bug Out and the Kaiser Militol, and that's going to fall right in between both of those. And we bring out the Vosteed Raccoon and the Kaiser Drop Bear here, and the EMU is going to be almost in line with the Raccoon, slightly larger on both ends. QSP has definitely been on an EDC, like a robust EDC craze the last year or so. More, not insanely robust, but they're going for a good feel in hand, a little bit thicker here, which we're going to check that in a moment, but they're just, not that that's the only thing they're doing, but you can tell they're kind of gearing towards, users and something that's just a little bit more substantial in the hand. So we'll look at the clip here and see what that looks like in the pocket. I'm telling you, this clip works really well in regards to deep carry clips, and you'll see it has good retention on just that thin microfiber cloth there. And as we said, it is going to be reversible. Let's go ahead and get a weight on this guy. So we've been having our typical battle with the scale. Gotten quite a few way off, and then some that were almost dead on. We'll see where we're at today. 3.5. Yeah. Maybe like 3.7. Could it be more? 3.7. Yeah, it is a little bit more. 3.9, not too shabby. And we're looking at 110 grams for you folks out there that use that. And for the people who want to know about the handle thickness, we can get to that here right now using our set of calipers. Give this handle a check. We're looking at 0.516. So that's going to be a very average handle thickness. Maybe, you could say a little bit thicker than average, but on the thicker side of average, we'll say. 116 thousandths, so not too shabby there. Maintaining a fairly thin blade stock. And we're going to check the behind the edge, and we're looking at a very standard 22-ish in that particular spot with that particular hold. But let's see how the EMU cuts out of the box. We have our SMKW catalog here. We always check and see how the knife is going to poke, or at least pierce. And I think it has that capability for sure. Let's go ahead and we'll check that edge. See, I always do so much better when there is a choil and I don't use it. See, when I'm up in there, baby, it's just good. Yeah, this has a good edge on it. Yeah. It's not like insanely bitey, but yeah. Yeah, it's got some bite to it. It's not too bad. Could definitely be sharper, and I bet honing this in a little bit, it'll be razor sharp. So let's take a closer look here at this thing, and we'll go to centering, and even after 8-9 minutes of messing around with this thing, it's still perfectly centered. We don't have any detent lash because there isn't one. We are dealing with a spring here, and I always want to show that. That's pretty good. That's really good. So that's a nice strong spring there. You want it to really pull that blade in. That's what's giving you that resistance when you're kicking off there. So very good. Crossbar lock done well. Cut out nice and large. You can reverse flick this thing all day long. And I'm over top of this, but it's not dragging. So that's really nice. Flipper tab works fine if you use it as intended. So last thing we need to check here is how that lock is going to hold up. I don't have any fear. The EMU is here. So we'll get the whacker out here and introduce old EMU. Put it at a very awkward angle up towards the tip here. Ooh, yeah, that would have done it. Little triple tap in the middle. See, some people want to see me just like that. Is that hard enough for you? Is that hard enough for the crybabies out there? If it's going to pass that, it's more than likely going to pass that. You can always take it further. We could certainly come up with a machine and smash this on the spine with 20 pounds of weight. We can do all kinds of stuff. Let me know if you guys want to start seeing all the knives drop tested as well a couple of times. I would be happy to start editing that in and including that if that's something you guys want to see. If there's anything else you want to see in these unboxings, leave it down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys. Let me know what you think of the EMU here. Don't forget to push the thumbs up button. That really helps push these videos out there to more people. If you're new to my channel and you enjoy this type of content, you're in the right place because I release videos just like this every day. I'll pop up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.